Welcome to Magic Arcanum. I'm Ryan Gomez. Behind the scenes is Nicole Burdick, and we're so glad you're here because it's story time. And it's a very special story time because it's another episode of Story Beats, where I take one of the official story decks provided by Wizards of the Coast and put it through its paces on Magic Arena. Today I have Awaken for Peace, a red, white, and blue deck that captures Will Kenrith's path through the Wilds of Eldraine story. Here is the official description. Will has ascended to King of the Realm in the aftermath of the Phyrexians. With his patience and his intelligent mind, he will bring peace to a realm divided. Fight for those who are still awake with Will, Scion of Peace, and Imodane the Pyrohammer. This deck uses life gain, instants, and sorceries to control the board and save mana to stall the game until the perfect moment. The notable cards here are Will, Imodane, and Tenacious Tomeseeker, all of which are meant to represent Will and his allies using their base at Castle Vantress to research a way to break the cursed slumber that is affecting the realm. So let's take a look at the rest of the deck list. So right off the bat, this might be the most crazy list out of the whole 15. It is trying to do so many different things. We have got Will, who wants us to gain life to make our blue and or white spells cost less to cast. And we've got some cursed courtiers in here with lifelink, but they come in with this cursed roll attached to them. So to get rid of that, we have to bargain it away with like Tenacious Tomeseeker or I don't even know. These Archon's Glories, which can give something +2/+2, and if it's bargained, it also gains lifelink. What? And then we have 4 Heartflame Duelists who give our instants and sorcery spells lifelink, but they still have to deal damage. And the only instants or sorceries in the deck that deal damage are the adventures on the Heartflame Duelists. And then we have Imodane, who also wants to see instants and sorceries deal damage, but the only way we can do that is with the Heartflame Duelists. And then we have a variety of knights that seem to care about enchantments going to the graveyard, but the best way to do that is 2 copies of our Saga, or bargaining away the cursed rolls that are stuck on our own creatures. The whole thing feels incredibly disjointed and is pulling us in several different directions, and on top of that, it's the most expensive list out of the 15, requiring 10 rares and 2 mythics. So can Will and his friends use their cool intellect to win some games in Standard? Or are we going to sit here and wish we had gone with Rowan and Ariat and just enjoyed a nice peaceful slumber? Let's find out in today's Story Beats. Okay, here we go. First game with Awaken for Peace. We don't really have a playable hand. I mean, we've got some creatures, but the wrong colors. So I think we're sending that one back. This is better. We can at least get to our Cursed Courtier. So I think we'll keep that and ditch the guy reading a book. As much as I love stories, I don't think we're going to be using him anytime soon. Opponent starts off with a Network Disruptor. Interesting. We have nothing to do still until turn 3 at the absolute earliest, so maybe this is like a blue-black ninjas. And sure enough, Moon Circuit Hacker is going to swap in here. That's going to draw the opponent a card. And we say land and go. I mean, I'll be honest, I am not optimistic about this deck at all. I will try my best, but 3 colors, pulling us in a lot of different directions. I mean, even if we get to turn 3, we have a 1/1 with lifelink, or a 1/3 that's looking for enchantments to get put in the graveyard, but, like, we don't have any enchantments to put in the graveyard, so none of this really does anything yet. Meanwhile, opponent just gets to kind of loot and play flyers and do all sorts of cool stuff. So, alright, they find their third land. Anything else? A Fairy Vandal, okay. Interesting they choose to play that now and not flash it in later. So I don't think playing the 1/1 with lifelink here, I mean it's a 3/3 but it curses itself so it becomes a 1/1. So we're just going to do Knight of Doves. That can at least block the Moon Circuit Hacker or force them to use a removal spell of some sort. Alright, opponent commits to their attacks with just their flyers. Could be more ninjas popping in here. And it is indeed Prosperous Thief. Whenever one or more ninja or rogue creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure. So they pick up a treasure. Okay, big draw step coming up for us. Not a lot of help. Well, if we can get one more land, we can drop some 2/2 knights, but I think for now we're just gonna play our courtier. So if we just block with this, the roll will go to the graveyard. So the Knight of Doves will see that and make a bird token. Alright, opponent uses Disruptor to tap Knight of Doves, which I guess I'm okay with. If they attack with everything, we're blocking Moon Circuit Hacker with our frog. Unfortunately, we're still taking like 5 damage, and that might even be more if they ninja somebody around here. It's another hacker. Alright. Yeah, this is exactly the type of deck we don't want to face because it has a very focused game plan and only 2 colors, and they're doing everything they want to do, and we are just spinning our wheels over here. We got a bird. After like 4-5 turns, we have a bird. Alright, opponent trying to decide how they're going to spend all of this treasure. And they just pass. Alright, so we picked up another Cursed Courtier. I mean, we don't really have anything else to do, so... Opponent coming in now with Flying, Fairy Vandal, and a Network Disruptor. Oh, and they do maybe commit the Prosperous Thief as well. Okay. So I think we try to trade the bird for the Disruptor. And then do we want to just stop this Prosperous Thief and make a new bird? I don't know. We don't really have any great blocks. We could have doubled up on the Thief to kill it. But they probably would have took out our Knight of Doves. And then we don't really... Well, I guess we have another Knight of Doves. So maybe that would have been better. Or if they're just going to pop off with Thousand-Faced Shadow anyway, it doesn't really matter what we do. More ninja stuff. We're not dead. But I don't think this deck has anything we can draw now to get ourselves out of this predicament. Like, there's no board wipes, there's no mass damage, there's no way to tap everybody. Like, we just don't have anything. We're gonna draw, like, a mountain or something. Oh, an island, okay. So we could succumb to the cold, tap 1 or 2 target creatures an opponent controls, put a stun counter on them, so we can stop 2 things. But, like, so what? And then we got nothing else. So they still outnumber us 4-2, and I think our first attempt to awaken for peace ended up not going so hot. So we'll let the opponent attack here, and we'll give this one a try in game 2. Ninja! There you go. You got it there. Okay, another game in which we attempt to awaken for peace. We've got a bunch of planes and some knights. I mean, what can I do here, gang? Like, we just This deck is almost all 3 and 4 mana cards. And of course we're up against red. Okay. Pass it back, doing nothing. I mean, we can succumb them to the cold and maybe buy ourselves a turn. Or just play this Savior of the Sleeping, I guess. Alright, opponent finds their 3rd land, a Phoenix Chick, and probably Lightning Strike on the Knight if I had to guess. There it is. That'll trigger Prowess. They get to hit for a bunch more. Okay. So we could just stun both of these guys for a little while, or put down another Knight. I guess this is better because it forces them to do something. And trying to tap them down when they still have plenty of cards in hand. I mean, they could just play more Swift Spears or still get through. So I think I'd rather save that for when they're low on resources. Look at that, another Lightning Strike. Same verse as the first. Opponent trying to decide if they're going to use, what, opt, sleight of hand, something here? Get one more prowess trigger, maybe? Nope, they just hit us for 3. Okay, big draw step coming up. Come on. It's another land. Alright, so that gives us 5 to work with. I guess we can use Imodane's Recruiter to create 2 2/2 white knight creature tokens with vigilance. How will this red deck handle the value? Alright, opponent. Can you get past our wall of knights? Electrostatic infantry. Very nice. Fading hope on a token. Okay. That grows your Swift Spear out of range of my remaining token. So yeah, no blocks. We're going to try and save this for later. And we find Heartflame Duelist. We have no red mana, so we can't deal 3 damage to a target, which would be great right now. So I guess instead we're just going to play him out. And then, I don't know, is it worth trying to succumb to the cold? I guess if that's an instant, we can wait and do it before combat. Alright, opponent considers. Sure. Grow your team. They play with fire on our duelist. Ouch. Alright, so now they want to go to combat. Do we moment of... No, I think we're just going to tap these both down. And then we can Moment of Valor to destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. We can get the infantry later. Sure, phase it out. Alright, so at least we only take 1 from the Phoenix. And we... all these 3 mana cards and we have 5, so we can't play 2 of them. We get to pick just 1. Well, I guess we're holding Moment of Valor. And we get a free attack in with our Vigilant Knight. Oh boy. Nothing like awakening for peace and then choosing violence, right? Okay, opponent. What do you got for me? Let's go to combat. They send in the infantry. Let's try to destroy it. Another slip out the back. Another slip out the back. Okay. Running out of ways to answer this increasingly big electrostatic infantry. And we find an island. Alright. So that gives us 6. So that lets us at least play 2 things. Tome Seeker has a bargain ability, but we don't have anything. Well, we could bargain the token. I don't think I really want to, though. That would let us put an instant or sorcery from our graveyard to our hand. That would let us get back Moment of Valor, but we'd have to give up our token to do that. And I think I'd rather keep this to block Swift Spear. Although I guess with this having trample, yeah, we are kind of in trouble no matter what. 3, 4, 5, 6. So even all together, we can't kill the infantry. So I guess we just absorb as much of that as we can. 5 is going to get through. 1 from the chick. We're going to take 6 and go to 1. And opponent has a spell, so they're good. All right. Another dismal performance for Awaken for Peace, but we'll give it another shot. Okay, one more game with Awaken for Peace. We've got blue and white. There are mountains in here. I don't think we've drawn a single one yet, but they're in there. We've got a 2-drop into a 3-drop. I mean, I don't know what this deck is really ever trying to do, but I guess this is it. This is a curve. Opponent with 2 swamps and a Nezumi Informant. We're gonna have to discard something. Well, bye, Imodane. We were not playing you for a while. There's her mountain. Okay. So, do we play the 3-1 Duelist or hold it now for the Heart Flame Slash so we can actually kill something? I hate that that, like, competes with our other 3-drop. Alright, opponent has Lord Skitter's Blessing. They make this into a wicked rat. Yeah. Alright, well, we have all 3 of our colors. Do we want a 1-1 with lifelink? A 2-3 with vigilance? Or do we want to just kill this guy so they don't get to draw the extra card? I think that's what we gotta do. Opponent with another rat, so definitely. Is this a mono black rat deck? Oh my gosh, they pick up 3 more cards off of that. Alright, well, we have 4 mana now. I guess we do Cursed Courtier. We're gonna curse himself, and now we can hold on to this Archon's Glory and actually use the bargain to get rid of the curse. This might work out. This might work out. We're doing stuff. They're making rats, but we're here. I don't know what this deck wants to do. Come on, you want to attack with your 3/3, right? Yeah. Okay, so what does this actually do? It has Toxic, and when it showed up, it drew them a bunch of cards. Alright. Well, we're going to block. We're going to bargain. Give up that curse. Turn this into a 5/5. Incredible. Alright. So now we play our other duelist. We use Heartflame Slash to get rid of this rat. Gain more life. Attack with our 3/3 with more life gain. Okay, we're up to 28. Opponent still has a hand full of rats. And they're making us discard stuff. Alright, but we have a 3/3 with lifelink. I guess we just play that. We can attack. Yeah. Because this rat can't block, so we get in there again. They have the Rat King. Gives everybody Toxic. Picks up more rats. Oh my god. I guess we don't block those. Pick up a restless land, okay. I think we do attack here with everything. They're gonna take 9. Okay. So I just gotta watch out for poison now. I mean, at most we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 poison. That'll put us to 8, but I don't think they can attack with everybody because then they die when we attack back. Maybe not. Rats do rat things. Got it. I mean, you might as well. They can't block. This is going to be a surprisingly close game. And like we have plenty of life, we're just going to get poisoned out here. This is insane. Transmuter. Oof. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. So even if we animate our land and attack, they just block everything and then they kill us. So I think we just have to play this guy. Again, using his curse doesn't really help at all. And we can... Oh, we can't even afford to animate the land, so we just have these 4 blockers. So if 4 rats get through, which is going to happen, we're going to die to poison. We finally have a match where we gain a ton of life and we lose to poison. Great day to be a wizard. Great day to be a magic player. Alright, opponent, you outnumber us, and you've got us on the verge of a toxic collapse. Just attack, bro. Just do it. End it. Come on. Yeah, swallow my graveyard. Uh-huh. There it is. Alright, we did not awaken for peace a single time. I might do one more bonus game here, just to give this deck a chance. I mean, aside from the poison there, we were doing alright, so maybe there's something to this. Let's give it one more try. Okay, final bonus game, we'll say. You know, we got colors, and we got some stuff. This actually seems, dare I say, okay. An opponent passes without doing anything. I mean, we need all the time we can get. We are definitely a slower deck, so any turns that we're not being attacked feel pretty good. What do we do here, though? Gadwick's first duel puts a curse on somebody. That doesn't help us. The duelist also doesn't really help us. I think I want to save that in case I need to burn something. Opponent is Adeline. Oh dear. So that's something that our burn doesn't actually kill. We can turn her into a 1/1. Alright. And so, So Gadwick's first duel, we haven't really seen yet. So it makes a curse, then scry 2, and then when we cast our next instant or sorcery spell with mana value 3 or less, copy that spell. So we could get like double Heart Flames going. That might be good. They're gonna, never mind. They're using borrowed time to exile a saga. Okay. I mean, if that's how they want to do it. So I guess now we are just gonna get rid of Adeline while we can. Wandering Emperor.
I am the Emperor Thanagoa,
Sure.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Okay, and then the old post-combat aura, sure. Alright. Well, the good news is we can actually kill Wandering Emperor. And it goes like this. We play our Heartflame Duelist. We play Imodane's Recruiter. We're gonna come in, give everybody haste and +1. So now Duelist kills Emperor, and we get to hit them for 3? Or do we want to keep a blocker? No, I want to get aggressive here. They only have 2 cards left in hand. Alright, but again, like, where do we go from here? I guess we just make the 2/2 tokens? Like, Imodane is a 4-mana 4/4 that won't do anything. Tome Seeker has nothing to get back with Bargain. Moment of Valor doesn't really kill anything. So I think we just attack. And then make a pair of tokens. Seems alright. 13-13 now. We're in it. You know, we're not winning, but we're not losing yet either. Interesting. Alright, so do I trade both of these tokens, or do I take 7? And then just kill this with the Moment of Valor. I think I gotta use these tokens here. And now they get to enchant us with Radiant Restraints. Our creatures enter tapped. So no more Recruiter hasty nonsense. Okay. Well, since all their stuff flies anyway. Put them to 8. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to work with. So I guess we're just gonna play one of these book nerds and keep our Moment of Valor up. If they do buff these guys, we'll get to destroy them. But if they just attack as it is. Okay, borrowed time taken away. Whom? I mean, probably the Duelist, right? Because if we have any more burn spells, yeah, there you go. Alright, so unfortunately, if they didn't buff anything, Moment of Valor only destroys creatures with power 4 or greater. We're taking 6. And now we're pretty much dead. So, like, again, Archon's Glory, +2/+2. If it's bargained, we get lifelink, but we don't have anything to bargain. We can't make tokens. We can't destroy anything. Can we get 8 damage through somehow? Probably not, because if this blocks... Well... Okay, well, they didn't block anything, so can we get 8 damage in? 4, 5, 6, 7, +1/+0, that's exactly 8. Ooh, opponent's hubris got them. All right, they didn't respect our combat tricks. We were able to get under their angel. They could have blocked, lived, and easily killed us on the crackback, but I guess we awoke for peace pretty hard on that one. Let's put the deck up one more time and share some final thoughts. Okay, Awaken for Peace, led by Will, Scion of Peace. Not my favorite deck out of the 15. As I was saying, it suffers from a couple of problems. Number one, it is trying to do too many things. And number two, it's got a weird curve to it. There are a lot of 3-drops in here, and that just doesn't really work for us. So think about Will's ability. When you gain life, your next blue or white stuff costs less to cast, where the amount is the amount of life you gain. How much life can you reasonably gain in a turn with this deck? Well, if you have a cursed courtier out there and it has somehow bargained away its own curse, you've got a 3/3 with lifelink. So if you gain 3 life in a turn, that means Will can knock 3 off of the cost of something. So you want blue or white stuff that costs like 4 or 5 or 6 so that you can get that discount and then still play it. You know, presumably you've played Will on turn 3 or 4, and then next turn when he's not summoning sick anymore and you can use his ability, maybe you've got another land by then. So you don't really want all these like 3-drops, because at most you're going to take like 2 off of that, right? Like, what good is a 1 mana succumb to the cold on your own turn? Because remember, his ability only works as a sorcery, so you'd have to attack, gain life, then tap 2 things an opponent controls. That just doesn't really make a lot of sense. So to remedy some of this, I mean, this is a hard deck to fix, a tall order. But I would say pick a direction and then really focus on that. If you like the gaining life, especially like through the damage done by your spells, maybe if you want to do Heartflame Duelist kind of a thing, then you've got options like Lantern Flare, which seems to have been planted in a set years ago for this, right? It's like in the right colors. It deals X damage, so it can scale up, and that reduction works with Will because it's still a white spell, so you can make your X bigger and gain more life and just kind of snowball, and maybe there's like a cool combo we can do here with this. But even stuff like Sacred Fire, deal 2, gain 2, great. Now Will can make something cheaper, or you turn that gain 2 into gain 4 if you have a duelist out. You'll still get to deal 2 damage, but then from that damage, you'll gain 2, plus the spell itself gains you 2. So there's lots of like interesting ways that you can take advantage. Even this as a combat trick, deal 3 damage to a tapped creature and gain 2 life. Well, if you've got a Heartflame Duelist out, deal 3, gain 2 more. So like this becomes like a kill spell that gains you 5. That seems pretty okay, but you have to make some cuts to find room for that. Succumb to the Cold can come out. Some of these Archon's Glory can come out, and you can kind of build the deck more around Imodane, the Heartflame Duelists, and then still get Will to like discount a big, I don't know, finisher. You know, you can save that. Where'd it go? Lantern Flare to knock out the last creature or Planeswalker or something. The other direction you could go with this, lean more into the bargaining half. We need ways to get these curses off of our courtiers. We want instants and sorceries that we can get back with our Tenacious Tome Seeker. And so for that, maybe look into stuff like Spellbook Vendor, put some more auras out there. If you put the sorcerer role on your courtier, it overrides that and he becomes a 4/4 with lifelink. Torch the Tower is a flexible piece of removal that can do up to 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker, and Scry, which is really good in a 3-color deck, help you find the right pieces. Or what else? Did I have anything else in here? Charming Scoundrel. This is one of my favorite flexible cards right now. Any deck that has red probably could do better with some number of Charming Scoundrels in it. She can discard a card to draw you a new one. She can make treasure and fix your colors. Or you could just slap a Wicked roll on your, again, Cursed Courtier, or, you know, on Will even, or whoever needs a roll, just to kind of squeak some extra damage in, and then you've got more bargain stuff. So there's a couple different ways you can take this deck. Right now, it's just kind of stuck in neutral, too many 3-drops, no clear identity, but I'm really curious to see if this can be salvaged. I want it to be, you know, on par with Rowan and Ariet's deck, which had a much more focused game plan and performed a lot better for it. So I'm going to keep tinkering with this one, but if you've got some ideas on what direction we should take it, leave them down in the comments, and then make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the great stories you'll only find here on Magic Arcanum. We'll see ya.